Happy holidays, adventurers! Earlier this year, I released a big update for the first Dragon Dreams game, A Taste of Adventure, bringing it up to version 2.0. Now, just in time for December, the same treatment has been given to Dragon Dreams Christmas Nightmare 5 years after its initial release. There's a ton of changes here, too many to talk about in this video, but I'll give a quick rundown of some of the more significant changes. On the main menu, along with some new options and 4 new feats to achieve in-game, there are 5 new modifiers to change up your gameplay experience should you wish to. Extra enemies, which as you might expect, adds more enemies to the world, making the game quite a bit harder. HUDless, which hides your entire HUD. Random health, which randomizes every enemy's health within a range every time they spawn. Death toll, which causes you to drop a chosen percentage of money on death if you want a bit more incentive to play carefully. And one which I personally always turn on, survival, in which you can no longer rest at home to heal, and must rely on item drops and consumables. To help with that, another of the new features in-game is that grass and flowers now regrow over time when not currently on screen. There is now also a statistics screen, where you can see various numbers tracked during your gameplay. I love it when games do this, so I wanted to add it to mine too, for anybody curious about this stuff. One of the most useful new options is the attack cooldown meter, which gives you a visual display of your delay between attacks, helping you time them more efficiently. Your mana bar will now have an outline encompassing the cost of your currently equipped magic, allowing you to see at a glance if you have enough mana to cast it. All spells are also heavily rebalanced and cost less to cast, making them more viable. There is a new consumable item, snowballs, which you can throw at enemies to deal damage if you want to stay at a distance. You can find numerous of these throughout the wintry highland by destroying piles of snow and snow-based enemies. There are also some new key items, which you will need to seek out in order to open some of the new locked doors, which block your progress towards getting some of the more powerful items in the game. As well as the new progression changing items, there may even be some new equipment items to find in New Game Plus. These will be found in the locations of some of the items that you already gained in the first playthrough. I won't tell you what they are though, or what they do. On top of those new items, some other items have been moved, added to new places, or removed for rebalancing purposes. More enemies now have weaknesses and resistances to encourage usage of different attacks and strategies for some of them. And there are new visuals for various things, such as attack telegraphs for some enemies that really needed them. On top of all that new stuff, there are a ton of other changes too. The shortcut keys to switch weapons and spells have been changed, to use a total of only 4 keys instead of 12, much easier than reaching across your entire keyboard. Item drops will now be drawn into you when you get close to them, for ease of sweeping up all those goodies. The minimap has had a visual upgrade to help you re-find where certain significant areas were, and areas you haven't explored yet. Even New Game Plus has been updated, so that you'll now receive double damage to make use of those extra healing items and health upgrades that you're stacking up. And so much more, including a bunch of fixes for bugs and unintended interactions that have somehow slipped through the cracks this entire time. So if you're interested in a Christmas-themed action RPG inspired by Zelda among other things, now's the best time to experience Dragon Dreams Christmas Nightmare. It can be downloaded freely from any of the links in the video description. All you'll need is WinZip or some other unpacking program such as WinRAR or 7-Zip. A README file is also included for any more information you might need. I hope you have fun! Happy holidays to you and your loved ones. Also, as usual, apologies in advance for the lack of rebindable controls. I tried, but everything becomes a mess. So if the default keyboard controls aren't to your liking, you may need to manually remap some keys, or use another program for controller support, such as Joy2Key or Xpadder. I hope you're able to enjoy the game despite this though.